Michael, I get how does that goal make you feel? Does it make you feel differently about this game today?
In some ways, yes. I think it's good. We've come here and we've got a point out of it. It's a tough place to come. We knew it'd be tough. So I think in the end, it's not a bad result. Not the result we wanted, but probably how the game panned out, probably a fair result in that way.
That first sort of 20 minutes, I thought your team mixed it up quite well. They played the sort of diagonal ball, but also had some passing going on. And then it kind of felt like that, the foul and the player having that long injury break, it kind of changed the momentum of the game.
Yeah, that's probably the thing. It's a strange thing, but it's a disappointing thing because I thought we started the game really brightly. We were getting around them. We try and get round teams quick. We try and go, over teams if we can go quick. And we had good momentum in the game. And we were, getting a couple of set pieces and looked threatening. We probably caused a few more issues. And then that injury happened. And then all of a sudden we just stepped off the tempo and stepped off the pace. And the last 20 minutes of the first half wasn't the level. That's the reality. And we got too open. We weren't doing the basics well enough. So then we were going at half time 1-0 down, and you come to places like this, it's tough. It's tough to get back in the game. But I thought second half we looked better. We pushed the game a little bit more, and we kept going, we kept fighting, and then in the end got the penalty and got a point.
Sort of towards the second end of the second half, you think the team sort of ran out of ideas a bit? There was quite a few sort of diagonal balls that weren't really going anywhere.
No, I think tired of a third game in a week. I think what you see is tired legs and tired footballers, and I know and it's them as well, but I think the game just became more front to back. Even them, their keeper on this massive pitch has got huge range, and it just became a really scrappy game and an open game. And I think what you started to see is tired legs, tired decisions, and not the tempo in the game that we want to play with. But that's never unusual for a third game in a week.
We probably feel like on Monday it was a point gained. It maybe doesn't quite feel that way at the moment.
I think in the overall performance, it's a point gained. I think in the overall performance, I don't think, again, we weren't at our best today. And, when you play this many games this season, you come away to another big club who like to dominate the ball. We have to be good with the ball, and we have to be good in certain moments. So I think it's a point gained for sure. But of course, we always want 3 points. But when we look back at that, and I look back at it now, I think we come out with a point.
Couple of big moments in the game to talk about. Jovan's challenge, we felt it was a yellow card. Some of the fans, I think some of the Wigan players felt it was a bit more, and then he was involved in it a bit later on. Were you concerned about his challenges, and were you thinking about maybe bringing him off with the fear of a second yellow?
Yeah, I thought it was a yellow. I thought it was late. But I agree. At half time we had a discussion. We talked about it all the time. We make sure that that we can't punish the team for someone making mistakes. And I've always done that. If I feel like they're on a knife edge at half time, I'll make the subs if I think they look like they're going to get another yellow. But I thought he calmed down. He got into the game. But I do think there was quite a few other challenges that didn't deserve a yellow. So I just thought it was one of those games where it's quite difficult to gauge what the level of the yellow looked like, to be honest. But yeah.
The pen itself, there'd been a challenge on Adam Jackson a couple of minutes before in the box, and he felt he'd been fouled. This time the referee we saw the replay, we felt it was a foul. Clearly most of the people around us didn't, but we felt it was a foul.
Yeah, it's a penalty. He's got 2 hands around him, he's dragging him down, he's trying to get into the 6-yard box. We talk about how we want to, be aggressive in those moments, and it's a set piece for us again, and it's a penalty. You can't put 2 hands around a player and not be a foul. But I think they'll be disappointed with it, like all their fans are. But the reality is, we've dug it out. We've worked hard for those moments. We've worked hard for the second half, and again, tired decisions by them, but it's a penalty.
James obviously followed in his shot and scored. I think that they were upset, I assume, because they felt that Rico was blocking off the defender in an offside position.
Yeah, he didn't touch it. So it's not offside if he didn't touch the ball. I don't think it's offside. So I think it's a good decision by the lino in that sense. But I think it was a tough game for the referee, if I'm honest, in quite a lot of the moments of the game.
Relatively new Football League referee. We wish him well. Ethan Iran coming off at half time. Is that an injury?
Yeah, his quad got really tight, so it was really tight. And again, that's what happens when 3-game weeks. Sometimes when people have covered a lot of meters and a lot of games, and over the last couple of games, the Blackpool game, he was all over the pitch and he's just tightened up. And we don't want to, cause any more damage to Ethan than we have to. We have Conor McGrandles on the bench ready to come as well. So yeah, it's just about managing that.
Thankfully, this is the last time I ask you this for a while now. Anything expected in the next few days on the transfer front?
I haven't really. I've been concentrating on the game, to be honest, for the last 24 hours since the last time you asked me. So yeah, for me at the minute, it's not really to comment on what's going on. But let's see.